Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. Would you like to say anything about Shanidev?
No, it's fantastic. If you're worshipping Kal Bhairava, somehow the other, some of the problems that Shanidev can cause is also brought under control.
Shanidev can cause problems?
Yes, if Shanidev is not well placed in your horoscope, definitely he can cause problems. And there are methods to deal with it. So it's not that always it is bad. Sometimes in some configurations it can be very good also for the individual. So that depends on the individual chart. So there is no one thumb rule that works for everybody. For some people, Saturn may be the Shanidev, may be the Graha that can bring them up from a very ordinary level to an extraordinary level.
In what way?
Anything in career, in life.
In spiritual growth?
Spiritual growth, some types of spiritual growth. So Saturn is basically a Graha of discipline and hard work. If you're not working hard, he doesn't bless you. That's extremely important. But when he is slightly negative, then you'll face criticisms in spite of working hard. In spite of trying, you'll still be criticized strongly.
Sounds familiar. Everyone knows two terms from Jyotisha nowadays. One Sadesati, and the second is Shani Mahadasha. These two terms have become highly popularized lately because of negative connotations, honestly. Would you like to expand on both these thoughts?
So Saraswati is the 7.5 years is the phase that it takes for Saturn to pass near your moon. So when that happens, it can cause some sort of a difficulty in your life, and the difficulty, the specificity of the difficulty will again be determined by the nature of your horoscope and the grahas close by, and which is the Saraswati number, whether it's the first one or second one, and things like that, many things. But more or less, as the generic perception is, when Saturn and Moon come together, Moon is a very emotional kind of graha and Saturn is a very dry planet, so they don't gel together too well, to put it that way. So therefore what happens is the person may suffer from anxiety or some kind of problems, or even in some cases maybe depression, or people conflicts with people. Various things are possible, but this is again a generic statement. It may not exactly happen that way. It depends on the horoscope.
Could a Sadesati be positive?
Yeah, it can be positive. I've seen cases where Saraswati had the least effect because they were running through a positive dasha at that time.
Okay. And Shani Mahadasha, which supposedly lasts for a long time.
Yes, but again, this is the same thing. So these things, it's not about being scared or anything. First, you have to understand what is the position of the graha in the horoscope. So is it good? Is it bad? If it is good, then why would you be scared of it? Then it is going to give you good blessings. There are people, famous people, who have done extremely well in Shani Mahadasha because the Saturn is well placed.
So it's too intricate a subject to just dismiss as binary.
One should not have a very generic idea about Jyotish. It is always comes down to fundamentally what is their position of the grahas in an individual's chart. Or in case somebody is doing a prashna, then that is what is the position of the grahas when the prashna is being asked. Okay, so without that, there is no one thumb rule. In fact, Jupiter can be very negative, which is otherwise considered as so positive a graha. In certain conditions, Jupiter can also produce negative results for an individual.
For example?
A lot of things, diseases, things related to blood sugar and sometimes hormonal problems, liver related issues. A lot of things can come from Jupiter. Financial issues can come from Jupiter.
Okay. First time ever hearing this.
Oh, yes. So this is what, when you go a little deeper into Jyotish, you realize that this whole thumb rule business, that this is all good and this is all bad, doesn't work. So you have to understand the nature of the graha. Nature of the graha will work, which means somebody's Saturn dasha is going on and Saturn is not in a retrogression or in some other combinations are there. Basically, it is an indication that he will have to work hard. That's again a very generic level. But which area is it going to happen? Where is it? Is it affecting your home? Is it affecting your workspace? Is it affecting your marriage or relationship? Is it affecting your health? All these things. So it depends on where exactly it is. Now, placed. Number two, that gives you an idea ki which area of your life it will impact. Number two, is it well placed or is it badly placed? Which means that if it is negative for your horoscope, then obviously it's going to cause you trouble. If it is positive for your horoscope, it will not cause you trouble. But there are certain tendencies that Saturn already has. For example, Saturn is a loner. Saturn doesn't like interacting with people too much. It's a little slow. It's very thorough, very hardworking. It loves the masses. Masses means the lowest denominator of masses. It's not the elite society. It's the workers and all that. It loves those things. So somehow or the other, those will come into play in their life. Hard work, though, definitely. And if it is hard work, in some conditions, as I mentioned, growth can happen. A lot of growth can happen. Huge amounts of growth. I mean, when Saturn gives you something, it will be exceptional amount.
There are tantric pujas for Shanidev.
Graha pujas are there.
This is Graha pujas are Jyotish related, right?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I'm asking you this is I have this Ram Mandir I've been going to ever since I was a kid. It's in Vadala. It's a very, very powerful temple in my eyes. And it's an ancient temple. There's also a Hanuman temple right opposite it. I've been going there my whole life, but I went there about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And I went there a little more open, and I was going there after years, after meeting you. You know, the time I'd gone there before that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I felt I was going there as a much more educated individual this time. And I started noticing each of the deities present outside the main temple premises. And there I saw a long line for one of the deities. When I inquired which one it was Saturday, and people were offering prasad and oil for Shanidev. And then right next to it, I saw all the Griha devs. Like there was a Rahu, Ketu.
Graha, all the deities. Navagraha.
Yeah. All this is Graha based puja, Jyotish based.
Not fully. So this is the Navagraha sanctums are made in all temples these days. Especially in South, you'll definitely find, and in the correct direction and ways. So grahas can be pacified in multiple ways, not just puja. Sometimes you do activities related to the graha that will help you.
As in it'll cure the bad
impact. For example, some days ago I was seeing somebody's some affliction was there. So I recommended that individual to do Annadanam, to feed people, okay, a large scale feeding, not small feeding, because that certain graha required that. So that type of activity, if you do related to the graha, that helps, or that is more positive oriented activity with respect to the graha, it can help remove the maleficence of the graha. This is one. Then there is the next level of graha is, you can, if the graha is really negative, then you can do a puja of the graha. And this, there are people, a lot of people, places in India where they can be done. So they will do a full mantra japa of the graha, and then they will do a homa of the graha, and they will, it's basically to calm down the graha. If that doesn't work, then you go to the deities who can control the graha. So there are two types of things. One is the standard deities are there, plus the Vishnu avatars are there. And then in some cases, when the grahas are absolutely in a very negative condition, you can go into worshipping the Mahavidyas related to the grahas. All the Dasa Mahavidyas are, the 10 Mahavidyas are also linked to the grahas. So their pujas can be done in order to calm down the effect of a graha.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic, as long as you're willing to search for it.